Hey babes, welcome back to this week's episode. And it is currently the middle of January, and so we're kind of in the middle of the winter death portal.
Okay.
Super cute. So with a death portal, what often happens are identity shifts and also deaths of routines or parts of ourselves that no longer are serving our highest path and purpose. And 2026 is about to be a really, really interesting year, especially for women in business. And so we want to talk about what it is that you need to be doing to prepare to
For the fire horse?
for the fire force. Because she's coming, which it's not here yet. That'll be February, but it's still on its way. And it's nice to know what to expect, what to prepare for, because it's coming for you, honey.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit last episode about fuck your New Year's resolutions, but it's not just, I want to make sure people just don't assume we say no goal setting or don't think about what you want to accomplish. We want to talk about how this is a liminal space, how this is a gestation period, how this is still shedding layers and sitting, trusting that the growth will occur because you're putting in the right puzzle pieces, right? So death portal is, you're supposed to feel it all the way through. You're not supposed to be in insane action mode.
So you can, obviously, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see that we're doing hair today.
Yeah.
Your hair is so long. I'm so excited to be able to cut all of it off for you because you have been going through one hell of a death portal yourself. And I think this started more the end of 2025, like even October, November. Would you agree?
For sure. Yeah, I think not even realizing, because the calendar year, Gregorian calendar, or even if you just think about the moon cycles or how everything's supposed to line up, like your body already knows transitions can happen even if it's supposed to be whatever month of the year, right? Like there's natural cycles and there's cyclical living that's just going to continuously push forward and nature will always win. But I personally have gone through a couple of iterations of my brand and business. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
This might be loud, guys.
Where I think it was November or December that we shot the video for Paper Reka. And now we're in the final editing phases. And then I reprinted my identity and I have restructured my offerings and prices. I have been consulting with this one about how that aligns with all of the Akashic records. So I've been dying
Yeah.
in all sorts of ways. Which feels, of course, terrifying, but also really kind of exciting.
Like super exciting.
Like not quite knowing what is on the other side exactly, but knowing that what I no longer want to be, I just gotta close those doors.
I would say that I'm also going through similar within my brand. I think I'm at a different place than you are technically, but same vibe, same energy. And I'm really excited because this is the perfect season to really be recalibrating and making those shifts so that whenever spring comes, it's going to be full force and go time.
Yeah, so if you haven't watched the previous episode where we talk about fuck your New Year's resolution, we mentioned this, how we are basically in the same kind of cycles and phases as we are with our menstruation cycle, right? Like this is not springtime yet. This is not, we are shedding. So the best things to do are slowing down, hot cup of tea. We'll talk about this more in other episodes, but kind of that self-care, going inward.
Also, like, this is not the typical way we would be recording episodes. I don't think we haven't recorded an episode while I'm doing your hair before.
No, you've cut it many times, but I don't think we've ever recorded it.
Yeah, and honestly, this is such a good time too to just be, oh my gosh, you look so elegant already. But such a good time to be cutting off your hair, like in the midst of this process of transformation, changing your brand, becoming more aligned to like the full expression of who you're meant to be within the context of your business. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I don't know if I've talked about this on the pod too much, but I did hair for almost 10 years. And honestly, first of all, women's identities are so wrapped up in hair. I mean, it is your greatest accessory, really. It's on you 24/7, 365. And I mean, as women, whenever we go through big life shifts, the first thing that we often want to control is our hair.
Yeah.
You go through a breakup, we're cutting it off. So is there anything that I need to know about right now?
No. Well, yes and no. Mostly that I have always considered myself a really spunky kind of intense personality. For those of you in the astrology world, I'm triple Aries, right? So there's a shit ton of fire in me. And the first time I got my hair cut short, the amount of compliments I get, this is 20 years ago now, the amount of compliments I got from women saying, oh my gosh, I wish I could do that. I wish I could get away with cutting it short. I didn't realize at the time that what they were really saying is the concept of what your hair is or how feminine you look or what style you select. It's something you may be wishing for, looking at certain images or pictures, but then actually having the guts to do it is a completely different thing because there's societal pressure that, you know, if you're a girl, you should have long hair or whatever fucking thing you grew up with potentially, right? And I always felt best when my hair was short, always, always. And lately I have struggled with the concept of how do I balance the feminine and masculine enough that I can have something shorter and funkier and still feel really beautiful and in my skin and feminine. And some of it does come from a good hairdo because obviously mine was super grown out and just kind of unshapely, so maintenance does matter. But in that, there's also an underlying just decision for yourself to say, I define for myself what is masculine or feminine or walking the line in between, and nobody else can take that away from me. And that, I think, is also part of my death portal. Branding-wise and personality-wise, I'm back more to the, okay, I'm triple Aries, and I have softened over the last 5 years. I mean, who the fuck hasn't? In that, I can continually redefine what I'm doing. And that comes from clarity of your brand, that comes from clarity of your just personality, how you decide to act. And for things like that, a new year is great. Right? So if you're now thinking about what is your word for the year, or you're thinking about what are some of the things that you want to start to accomplish once that fire horse is here, it's a great way to say, okay, These are things I'm no longer available for. These are things that are out. These are clients, relationships. It doesn't even have to be business, right? It could be just that draining social connections or certain family engagements. If you went through the holidays and it was really hard, decide for yourself that maybe at Easter time, or whenever is the next time you get together, you know what? I'm just not going to fucking do that.
Not going to participate anymore.
Not going to participate in that, right? So take this time to kind of know what are some of the things that make sense for you or don't make sense for you. If any of you follow my personal account, Paper Rake on Instagram, I have been in a hardcore progressive declutter challenge. Basically every day I take away as many items from my house as the number of days in the month. So on January 1st, easy breezy, you just get rid of one item. By January 1st, you're supposed to get rid of 31 items. So at the end, you total almost 500 items, and it has been so fucking liberating. I'm getting rid of broken things, and I have gotten rid of crafts where I thought, oh, I'm definitely gonna craft and do this thing. I'm never gonna do that. I'm never gonna sit down and do that. And I think it comes back to the hair, where there's, those objects.
Can this as an item?
Oh my gosh, this counts as 465 items. I'm done, guys, for January. Number of the pieces of hair. And I actually tell friends who are really terrified, a piece of paper can count as an item. If this sounds like the most terrifying thing and you've never decluttered, a pen is an item, right? You would want something to move the needle forward. And items hold energy. Items hold a certain frequency, right? Is it a gift that you just keep out of guilt?
Or obligation.
Obligation. I would argue hair is the same way. Like, how much energy is in this hair?
So much.
That just needs to freaking go. How aware were you of Reiki, the energetics of Reiki when you were cutting hair?
So I was already a Reiki practitioner as I was still in my practice doing hair. So I actually would do energy work in the salon.
I wondered. That's cool.
Yeah, but it had to be kept very separate because of state board laws and regulations. So technically you're not allowed to do any sort of service in a salon that does not align to beautification. So
which sounds so silly, doesn't it? Because it really goes hand in hand. How much work do you do on someone? Let's say they got a divorce and you're giving them a new, fresh look. That's the same thing as, all right, you just need a little bit of rest and some energy from the universe.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I can't tell you through my career how many women I shaved their heads because they were going through cancer treatments. And then to be able to be through the process with them as well as they would grow their hair back out after their treatments were over. And it was, their hair would be completely different, the texture would be different, but also they would be a much different woman. And so a lot of times maybe they started out with quite long hair. We would shave it off as they were going through chemo treatments. And then afterwards they're like, you know what? I never want to go back to having long hair again. So there is a level of power that a woman holds whenever she chooses to have short hair, because you got to have a little bit of bravery to be seen, right? But yeah, I think sometimes whenever we go through transitions like that, it does actually birth a new version of us into existence with our physical way that we present ourselves to the world.
You said something interesting about the transition, and I think there is something to be said about the bravery for short hair. But I think there's just something to be said about how are you willing to show up to feel the best that you are? Not necessarily, it doesn't have to be wearing makeup all the time or whatever. What is put together for you? You know, I think if you can kind of own that. I don't really like wearing a bra, and I don't care. That means that sometimes my shirt can be a little bit lighter colored, or you can tell if it's cold outside or what have you. I just don't care. And it took me a long time to own that. I desired that internally. I wanted that. But to be in that space of you know what, actually, I don't care. And I don't care if my partner cares, and I don't care. I lived in New York for 3 months many moons ago, and women were already wearing pretty see-through shirts with no bras on. I was like, oh my God, fucking New York. Of course.
Liberation.
And I remember just so jealous sitting on the subway across from them. Oh, I do hate my bra. I do hate sports tops, you know. Yes, they keep you in place, but my God, I can't wait to take it off immediately after I'm done working out. Slash the lines that it creates in my body. I sometimes wonder, I'm like, how is this actually good for my lymphatic flow? And actually probably not that good. I mean, again, like if you have boobs, you probably don't want them all over the place. But so I get it. There's this zero shame whether you do it or not. But just owning it, right? Owning it one way or another feels like a huge step, and something that I really hope everybody reclaims in 26. This is who I am. Fuck it.
Absolutely. I think we're kind of shifting more to an energy in 2026 of why does anybody else's opinion of you actually matter?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Why does anybody else's opinion actually matter? Because really, whenever we allow for other people's opinions to carry weight in the way that we present to the world, then we're just diluting our own power and giving it to other people.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'm kind of fucking done with that shit.
For sure. Do you do any kind of rituals to reclaim your power?
Me? Oh, yeah. So something that I notice is I'll just be living life and I'll have maybe a weird interaction with somebody where I walk away maybe not feeling so good or questioning myself or doubting myself in some way or another, or wondering, well, did I do something wrong in that interaction that led to the overall vibe of it being a certain way? And a lot of times it's just nobody's wrong. It's just that there was energetic dissonance between me and the other person, which is really no big deal. But in those circumstances, it does feel like a piece of me is fractalized, or it's hanging out with that person somehow now instead of being my energy, being my own. And so I will literally just call my energy back to me. Wherever you are, wherever my energy is in the world, whoever has it, whether it was consciously or unconsciously given, I call it back to myself now. And that has been a really beautiful practice, just because you can actually feel where, oh, it is coming back to me, and I feel more whole and complete within myself because I've chosen to call it back. And really, energy moves via intention. So if you intend for your energy to come back to yourself, it will. It responds to you.
That's awesome.
What about you?
I've done it I love lighting a good little candle, a little Palo Santo. I have a little wood end table with some plants at home by a window that's a mini altar. I have some stones on it or candles on it or something. And I will light a candle. You know, one of those is it a chime candle? Is that what it's called? A little chime candle. I don't know. It doesn't take that long to burn down. I'll have the intention. I'll light the candle with the intention of, by the time this is done, exactly like you're saying, wherever my energy may be, come back to me. However, consciously, unconsciously, willingly or unwillingly, I let go of it. I would like it all back to me now.
Yes. And
okay, thank you.
It's literally that easy, which I love, because sometimes I think that whenever we consider our energy needing to be called back to us, we think it has to be this whole ritual, and you have to have all the items or all the crystals or all the things. And those things are great, but it's really more about your intention and what you choose.
Yeah. It could be a 2-minute sentence.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think I just really like burning Palo Santo.
It smells so good.
It smells so good.
It's a nice little gentle cleanser as well. Sage can be a bit more intense. It's kind of a nicer everyday
Yeah.
burner.
Yeah, I found that with sage, if it's bundled with other things, I enjoy it a little bit better. But just regular white sage is not my favorite. I don't know what that says about me. Maybe I need to burn more of it, you know. But Palo Santo, I can do it anytime. I even have oil that I would diffuse in my office. I love it so much.
So nice. I think it's nice too to be able to burn herbs that are more local to our area versus these herbs that are being used more by indigenous people. So I know white sage is being over harvested. It's not endangered at this point, but I would hate for it to become so.
Yeah. And also a little bit goes such a long way.
Yes.
I think people misunderstand the ritual or how long. It doesn't have to be a fucking forest fire with 2 pounds of sage. Just have a little bit of smoke. So it's really hard for me to concentrate on talking when it feels so nice that someone's touching my scalp.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm impressed by how much. Oh, I just ripped your earring.
It's okay.
Off. How was that? Was that also nice? Yeah, it's so nice having somebody play with your hair, get your hair done. Well, I'm impressed. You've been doing so good during this podcast.
I usually close my eyes and more or less fall asleep in the chair, so the most active I've ever been. Did you ever just do shampooing for somebody because they just wanted to be touched?
Oh, for sure.
I can see that.
It's kind of interesting just because a lot of people go to either a cosmetologist, massage therapist, or people who do hands-on therapies because they're touch-starved. In our society, there are so many of us that are not getting enough physical interactions with others on a regular basis. And it is detrimental to our being, really. So yeah, everybody's favorite part would be the shampoo, and I would always do scalp, neck, and shoulder massage for people, especially my little old ladies.
That's awesome. When I used to teach yoga, I found the same to be true. We weren't even in the era of consent, non-consent, and getting too specific about stuff. People just knew. If I assisted you, it wasn't just a wishy-washy. It was a deepening assist, or in some way, shape, or form, like a really good down dog assist, or a good child's pose assist. Oh my goodness, it would be so good. And then Shavasana assist. Those were my favorites.
How does that work?
Shavasana assist?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I would go through the whole body. Press down on your
and
shoulders.
okay.
Then kind of the hip area. Then legs. I would pick up your heels and sway them. Pull on them a little bit. Gently lay it down. And then go to your head. If I had essential oils, I get a little essential oil going above your nose. And then temple massage. And then my favorite part would be just to really massage your hair, your scalp rather, and then pulling on the hair at the end.
Oh yeah.
People would fucking love it. And they're like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sweaty. Listen, I'm gonna wash my hand and it's fine. I would wipe my hands between clients, whatever. But people would talk about that. Your head Shavasana assist. I'm like, yeah, that's the best time. The only thing about that is when you're teaching 25 people, your Shavasana is either 30 minutes long to get everybody a couple of minutes, or you want to be intentional, so maybe not everybody gets it every time, just kind of sort of depends.
Then you feel
But-
like the chosen one if you if you actually are the one who gets
For
it.
sure. But when I had private clients, they would get the full assist every time. You're paying a bunch of money for this.
Yeah.
You deserve the full.
Full
Mm-hmm.
shebang. I love that.
I love studios where they do the towels. I know it's a logistical nightmare to cool the lavender towels and roll them out and wash them and whatever. It's a situation. But man, the studios that have it. Yes.
So
Thank you.
good. Yeah.
Feels so good. I already feel so much better.
I know, this is a lot of hair. You should see what's on the floor right now. It's a whole
man.
pile. It is a whole pile.
And I can't quite see the screen super well, but it still feels really feminine.
Yeah.
Even though you're shaving a bunch and whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm gonna be wicked masculine or androgynous.
No. Honestly, what was happening before felt mildly like the Middle Ages, like Squire haircut.
Sure was. Did a video on Instagram yesterday painting a wall and I'm like, oh my God, this is what the back of my head looks like. But then again, I knew we were cutting it, so whatever.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of cool about the death portal and the liminal spaces too, right? To tie it all back. You just gotta sit in it for a hot second.
Yeah. And there's
Feel it
nothing wrong with taking space as well to just sit and rest and be in it. I think sometimes we're thinking, oh, I've got to do some kind of productive thing, always be producing something, always have some sort of output, but you're gonna have to wash your cute little face.
That's fine.
But yeah, we're curious about if you are also in a death portal identity shift and what it is that's happening in your reality that lets you know that you're going through a death portal. How's it going for you? How are you handling it? So if you would like to share that with us, please let us know. You can DM us on IG at BossLessBabeMore. We would love to hear from you so we can all support each other as we go through this January death portal. So
You know that my microphone is on that thing that you're folding?
that's so funny. Well, it's gone forever. Here, we'll just talk.
We'll sign up together here.
So she's gonna check out her haircut, and until then,
Don't forget,
the boss less, babe more. Oh, shoot.